Mambo Media, content everywhere. Keep watching and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Right about now we are at River Nyamwamba. The reason why we're here, we want to know what has been happening, what happens here every time, because it is now a dry season, you can see. But whenever it is raining a lot, this area, River Nyamwamba overflows, people die, people lose lives, people lose their crops, people lose things, houses and all that. But now we're here to know what exactly happened, what should be done. So we have now a gentleman with me here. Mr. Gentleman, what's your name, first of all?
I'm Chikowa Bambare Eric.
Yes, Mr. Eric, how old are you and for how long have you been here?
I'm 51 years old and I've been here for over 30 years.
That is good to know now. So what do you think exactly was the problem so that River Nyamwamba started overflowing and killing people, destroying people's things and all that?
The problem is that Nyamwamba has been there all the time ever since the world was created.
Yes.
It's a natural thing.
Yes.
But now it is not to flood like it is flooding these days, because before that it was under control.
Yes.
It was being controlled by the Canadians who owned the Canadian Mining Company.
Now, they are the ones that were controlling the River Nyamwamba we're talking about.
Yes, they were maintaining the valley, the way of the water, and it could not flood any time.
So someone would want to know, where does really this River Nyamwamba come from exactly?
This River Nyamwamba comes from the mountains of Nzori.
Up in the mountain?
Up in the mountain.
Yes, is it only this river or we have other rivers that do come from the same source of the river?
There are also other rivers. Majorly there are three. There is Nyamgasani in Karumba sub-county.
Yes.
Then there is Nyamwamba and
yes.
then Muguku. They come from the same source out there in the mountains of Nzori.
So what really happened in the first place? Because back in the years it might not have been flooding or flooding the way it is now, or the way it does. So what do you think happened really in the first place?
The factors that have affected this one,
yes.
One of it is the environmental destruction, then the irregular maintenance of the river, because every time and then the river valley was always maintained, the stones could be removed every time and then.
Who used to do that?
That was the company, Canadian Mining Company.
Oh.
Yes.
So, because there is lack of maintenance, that is one point.
Yes.
And another point, people are over-cultivating on the banks of the rivers.
Yes.
That is another point.
Yes.
So, where do these stones come from exactly? These big stones I can see here, where do they come from?
These big stones come along with the water from the mountains. And of course, some are always in the earth. So when the water comes, they dig up and they bring these stones up on the earth.
Some of them are in the river already. Others come from the mountain,
yes.
And they come down the valley in the river.
Yes.
So what do you think should be done exactly now?
What should be done? One is to control the value of the way of the water, so that every time and then the stones are removed and so that they clear the water, they clear the way of the water, so that when water comes, it will find the way cleared and then it just flows clearly and it flows without any obstacle.
So we want to know what exactly is being done here. Who is doing this and how do they think it will help?
Now it is the government now who has come in to come and build this gabion so that it can build the gabion on the side of the river.
Yes.
The water can now always be stacking on the gabion.
Now do you think these gabions will be enough to contain the water and try to avoid the overflow of the river?
This gabion may not be enough as long as the stones that always come whenever it floods are not controlled, are not removed. Because like the stones which are there currently, if another flood came, then they will bring other stones on top of these ones which are there, and then they will actually be coming up and they will eventually come at the level of the gabions that are present, and then the water will find its own ways and the flood will occur in that way.
So you mean the rivers want to be got rid of the stones that are already in,
Yes.
And another point, it has to be made deeper so that water can still flow.
Exactly.
Without punching off the gabions.
Exactly. The valley needs to be made deeper.
Yes.
And every time and then to be controlled so that for example, every rainy season,
yes.
Then the road is to be controlled, the stone is removed every time and then, so that the valley always stays clear. So that whenever water comes, it flows clearly.
Now, what should be done at the source of these rivers you're talking about, up in the mountain?
Up in the mountains, of course, there are forests there.
Yes.
So forests, if the forests are not destroyed,
yes.
then the water will still be controlled.
Yes.
So if the forests are maintained along the banks of the river, up there, right from up there up to the point where it goes,
yes.
throughout the people, throughout Kasese town, if the banks are controlled, then the water can also be controlled, because this river, as I have said, it has been there and yes. it has not been destroying like it is destroying now. Okay. But it will be destroying because it has been given weight, because the deforestation has been there, forests have been cut, people have cultivated along the river, yes. And then the stones the stones are also coming because they are there.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we want to thank you for the time, and we are hoping for the best to be done about the Nyamwamba River so that people can really be saved and their crops that are really being saved for the best of our area.
Yes.
Okay, we thank you for the time.
If the government also came in,
yes.
It strengthened its rules and regulations.
Yes.
Because as I talk now, people are just cultivating just near the water.
So there should be strict regulations.
Yes, by the government.
Yes.
By the government. Because it's like even if the government comes in with the rules and regulations, but it does not follow it up, people still come and cultivate and they are just left there.
Okay, we want to thank you for the time. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at River Nyamwamba, and we'll be continuing to see what happens with conserving the environment and really maintaining our resources that we already have, and to make sure that our areas are better and better. Thank you.